Dom, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No?
Too much hassle, that.
Yeah.
Why is it so much hassle?
Because it means I can't go
You can't go to the football at drop of a hat.
and just get levered every weekend.
Exactly.
Right. Do you not meet women at the football that you might want to date?
I couldn't think of anything worse.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk to them about football.
Why?
Because I have enough. I'd want it to be not talk about football when I'm with them.
Yeah. I see
So
that.
completely separate.
What?
Because he's got his football mates or whatever.
Right.
So he doesn't want to be chatting about football with his missus as well.
I've got mates who go to the football to get away from them. It's just not to go with her.
That's horrible. Why
not-
do you want to get away from someone you love? Shouldn't you want to be with them?
Nobody wants to be with anybody all the time.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And it's healthy for a relationship.
Well, kinda.
I completely see where he's coming from.
It makes no sense.
And
It would be like me saying, "Oh, I don't want to date anyone that goes to Mighty Hoopla Festival." That would be quite wild, wouldn't it? Well, thanks, Dom. Always good to have your input.
It's a new regular feature of the of the podcast. Hello, welcome to Again and NonGay.
Yeah, welcome to Again and NonGay. I'm James Barr. I'm gay. He's Dan Hudson. He's
NonGay.
NonGay. So we're going to kick off today's episode with a question from the non-gays.
Yes.
Because you guys, you have a lot of questions. You aren't sure about the queers.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm happy to facilitate those questions.
Yeah. This is an anonymous one, actually. And the question is, what is it with the whole gay best friend thing?
Right.
Is that a real thing, or is it just some camp bloke trying to shag your missus? Not my words. Not my words.
Is that a real thing? Or
Not
is
my
it
words.
just a camp bloke trying to shag your missus?
Yeah.
Well, that's tough to answer, isn't it? Because it could be.
Yeah, it could
I
be.
mean, I don't know. It might be. What is it with the gay best friend? It's probably a bit problematic. It's like me having a girl best friend and a guy best friend.
I don't know what that sentence means.
Well, it's just like saying I've got a best friend that's gay.
Yeah.
It's just having it's just another friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
But don't you have different categories of best mates? Haven't you got like a metal best mate or a best mate in
Not really.
Birmingham, or a best mate from uni, or a best
Yeah,
mate? Like, you have different types. You collect different types of mates, because no one has just one best mate, do they? So a gay best friend is just like another best friend, but they're gay.
Okay, that's interesting. So they're not actually your best friend. They're just within that category. They're your best friend, right? Within the category of gay.
I think they're one of your best mates, but they're the gay one. They're the one you call if you're having a breakup. They're the one you call if you want to get messy, if you need brat. I personally wouldn't enjoy it if one of my girlfriends said I was their gay best mate, because I'd feel like I was a accessory.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an accessory. I'm a person. It's like gays saying they've got a fag hag, which is what the older gays used to say about women when they were hanging out with the gays. They were like a fag hag or a fruit fly or whatever. I don't really talk like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is a camp bloke trying to shag your missus. Have
Right.
you ever had a camp bloke try to shag your missus?
Not the current one, but that must happen. I mean, that must have been known to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
What, you don't think it ever at any time in the whole?
Well, they wouldn't pretend to be gay, would they?
No, but they're bisexual.
Gosh.
You can't say that in the whole history of time that must have happened.
I mean, that just seems loaded with
Yeah.
homophobia,
Well,
and bisexual phobia.
maybe.
Just the thought of saying like, oh, maybe they're bisexual.
Maybe.
They're like being sneaky.
Yeah.
They're trying to get with your missus. Also, doesn't your missus have her autonomy over her own decisions?
One's missus does, but that doesn't mean that one isn't trying to shag one's missus. Does it?
Yeah, but you would trust your
Yeah.
girlfriend
Yeah.
to know that, like, you'd know she wasn't going to do that. Like, if someone was trying to, quote, shag your missus,
Yeah.
would you be concerned about them, or would you be like, you know what, I trust
Well,
her,
it depends
so
what
it's fine?
depends what they're doing, what they're up to, doesn't it? I'd just be like, what are you doing?
But does it matter? Yeah,
Of course it matters.
I guess that's a legit thing to say. What are you doing? Yeah, I guess so.
Are you coming at it from like, oh, everyone's just shagging everybody, so it doesn't matter for them?
No, I'm trying to put myself in a monogamous position. If I was going out with you and someone tried it on with you, I think I'd want to be in a position where I would laugh and think that was ridiculous and be like, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do what they want. Because I would trust you enough to not care. I think that's where I'm at on it.
But it's not really about trust. It's like, what are you doing?
I don't own you. So if you decided that you were going to sleep with this person,
Yeah.
I might decide to break up with you because, fine, like, this wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be blaming the other person Does that make sense?
Not really.
You're putting the onus on the other guy trying to shag your missus, like she doesn't have her own decisions. Whereas
No, I'm
I'm
not.
saying if someone wants to try and shag you, that's absolutely fine. I think that's funny, unless you've said to them stop. But then if you
Well, I'm saying stop. Stop is
no,
implicit.
I mean
right.
the girlfriend saying stop, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying everybody's saying stop. We're not even saying start.
If your girlfriend was like, "Can you stop flirting with me?"
Yeah.
That's inappropriate,
Yeah.
and they carried on,
Yeah.
that would be awful.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, "Oh, they're trying to shag me," and it's funny, like
Yeah.
I haven't said anything, whatever.
I
Like,
guess I just wouldn't.
I just laugh it off and be like, "Okay, cool. Well, like they
yeah.
can carry on if they want."
I guess it's not a scenario in which I'd find that funny.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't. I would worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I'd be like, what are you doing? Like,
You'd step in.
well, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I don't think that's right.
No, it is right.
But you
It's
don't.
100% right.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that has got a tinge of ownership and
No, it doesn't.
patriarchal. Yeah, it does a bit. It does a bit for me. Anyway, no, I think it is genuinely a gay best friend and not a camp bloke
Trying to
trying
shag
to shag your missus.
Right. Okay. Cool. Well, keep them coming in. There'll be another one next week. Email us at gaynongay.com.
Or just send us a DM, babe.
Or just send us a DM.
Have I told you about Is It Cock?
No.
Oh my God, right. This is great. So some friends and I came up with this in Edinburgh. And basically, you know the TV show Is It Cake?
Yeah.
So what you do is you line up 6 bottoms, right? You film this.
Yeah.
This is a Netflix show. You line up 6 bottoms.
As in 6 blokes who like it
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
Right.
And then you put things in their bum.
Yeah.
And then they have to guess if it's cock. But it could be a phone. It could be a pen.
Right. But you would know, wouldn't you?
It could be a coffee.
Wouldn't want a
It
coffee.
could be, it could be a remote control.
Right. But one would know,
It
wouldn't
could
they?
be a banana.
Do you not know what
or a
the
courgette.
would you
Well,
not-
how would you know?
Well, I don't know, but I imagine once it's been in once, you're familiar with what.
I don't think you would be able to know.
Really?
If you couldn't see it, I'm not sure you would know. I mean, personally, I think this is a great commission.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I mean, the people that made Naked Attraction should be all over this. Would you watch it?
No.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't watch Is It Cake, really. Like, I got. Or Naked Attraction, which is a horrific program.
It's actually really important.
Is it?
Yeah, they talk about all sorts of different sexual preferences and
Right.
STIs and kink. It's actually kind of educational.
Yeah, but it's furthering the idea that everything is about how people look like, and I just don't think that's good.
Sorry, Dan, I forgot that you're trying to save the world.
Well, it's so shallow.
Well, obviously, but when you first meet someone, it's shallow. When you swipe people on the internet, it's shallow.
Yeah, but you don't sit there like on Channel 4 going like, oh well, she's fit and like she's not.
Yeah,
and,
but
like,
people actually they're going, oh, I like her legs or I
Right.
like her boobs or whatever.
Right.
And then they might not like her face, but they're still into it
Right.
because they've seen what else is going on.
Yeah, but then by saying that affirmatively to one, you're saying it negatively to the other 4 or 5, right? So,
Not really, because everyone has different types, don't they?
well, maybe, but I just think it's a bit sinister.
There's a new gay app called Sniffies, Dan. What do
Yeah.
you think it is?
I've really got no idea.
Sniffies.
It's like exchanging underwear or whatever, just that and smelling it. Is that what it is?
No.
It's not that.
No. I guess you could do that if you want.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good guess.
Well, if it's not that, then I've got no idea.
I just want to know what you think it is.
Well, that is what I think it is. I can't think what else it would be.
What, men
It's
just
not like,
sniffing each other's underwear?
yeah. It's not like, oh, do you want to come around and sniff my backside? I mean, I guess it could be that.
I
But
mean, some people might be
that
into
feels
that.
oddly specific.
I mean, I
So-
wouldn't put it past the gays, Dan.
Well, that's what I'm sort of thinking. But even so, I think that probably is off the table. So
Yeah.
is it just a dating app with a silly name?
It's like Grindr,
Right.
but you don't have to actually log in. It just knows your location and you can just put a picture up without
Yeah.
having to tell anyone who you are. And that picture can be literally anything. It could be whole. It could be your face if you want.
Yeah.
And then the idea is that people just come over and
Right.
just knock on your front door and then dump a load in you.
Nice.
So there's like people who are just available and they just say like taking loads between midday and 4 p.m. today. And it says, like book a slot or just turn up. And then people will just turn up at their address, go in, dump a load and then leave.
This has to be like a London-centric thing.
It definitely works better in New York and London.
Because, like, to use my dad's house as an example, there's no way you could get away with multiple people coming around without that getting clocked by half the street. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
100%.
Are people really watching the street that much?
It's Solihull, right? That's the context, which is like
the straightest place in Britain.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, it literally is.
My friend Millie,
Office of National Statistics, 2023.
She drove to my house, my dad's house, and we were going to Liverpool, and she didn't know which house it was, so she parked outside the wrong house, and I could see the drama unfolding. Like as soon as she did that, I was like, "Oh God, here we go!" And straight away, the house opposite, the couple are like on tenterhooks, like on edge because someone's parked outside their house, and they're like think they're being subtle, but it's not subtle. You can always tell. Then they open the door and they're literally visibly like terrified, like there's somebody parked outside, like what's going on? And then I come over in the house and just wave at them, and you can tell that they're visibly embarrassed. That's
why are they Why are they scared of another car?
Because that's just how things are, like out in the suburbs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just a car.
Yeah, but like on a street where no cars come down, like if there's a car, that's like everybody's on edge.
Well, surely you're just like, oh, they're visiting someone.
Yeah, but people don't, and the older people get, the more funny they get about stuff like that.
It's insane
weird
to me.
Yeah, of course it's insane.
It's just literally a car being parked.
Yeah.
But I remember in Belfast, we got shouted at for parking outside someone's house.
Well, so for the context of that is we're going to this guy who does conversion therapy. And as soon as we get there, I'm sort of like, I can just sense the tension from the neighbours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was definitely, it was a cul-de-sac. And no one would go down that road. But he must get loads of visitors.
Yeah.
Conversion
That's
therapist
why
guy.
that's why they're constantly watching. Yeah, he must get loads of visitors.
Loads of gays, basically.
Whereas London,
He's probably on Sniffies.
London, New York, nobody even knows who the neighbour is, let alone whether the neighbour is.
I do know my neighbours, actually.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I think you're right. I don't have any shame about that, though. Like, I've had loads of men leave my flat, and I don't really care. I'll make a point of introducing them. Oh, hey, Julie, this is Tyler.
Like that is kind of funny, but it's
Morning,
also like
Julie.
it's also like admin that I don't need. Do you know what I mean?
I can't make up my mind on Sniffies.
It just feels like quite a big safety and security risk. And if you don't need a login or anything, then there's no trace, right?
Yeah,
So-
I think it's scary. I think you could abuse it very easily. But at the same time, if you want to take a few loads on a Saturday, it's probably quite an efficient way of doing it.